fresh scrape on my trailer. Happened last night. Guy backs into me. Not much damage. Backs into me hard enough to scrape the trailer. I get out, ask him about it. Before I can even ask him about it, I walk to his driver's door, because by the time he pulled up, got backed into the spot, and I got dressed because I was laid down to sleep because it rocked my truck, is how I knew it happened. I looked out the mirror and saw him up against the truck, but by the time I got to his driver's door, he was already parked, already trying to pull his curtains. When I confronted him about it, knocked on the door, before I even said anything about why I was there, his first words, I could barely understand, of course, was, "I didn't hit your truck." Of course, he said it with a foreign accent. I couldn't barely make it out. I said, "What?" Of course, he says he didn't hit the truck. And he didn't do much damage, but he did hit the truck. So I come back here to look at it, because at that point I hadn't even looked at it. And then I found this, which you can see where the metal's been pushed. And it goes down, I don't know, 3 feet maybe. Bent it in just a little bit for the rail. Not much, but just enough it's noticeable. Anyhow, he finally gets out of the truck, comes back there, starts pointing to it, and you can see back here behind my truck, there's an angle here of the curb. You can see where mine stops here. His went all the way back to here. Well, he stood up on the grass up here, which puts you up higher. Looked at the back of his truck. I pointed out where the damage was. He walked his waist up to it. It's about belt high. Walked out here to mine, which, you know, halfway down my trailer, it's about chest high or so. Of course, he was standing up, you know, a good 6-8 inches up above where it was. And then kept telling me in his accent he didn't hit my trailer. I showed him the proof. He said he didn't hit my trailer. Then he gets in my face and bumps me in the chest. Well, luckily I was calm enough not to react like my brain told me to. And I told him he can get out of my face and carry his ass back to his truck, or we can do this and he can go to the hospital. It's his choice. I'll let him make the decision. He turned around, stormed off, jumped in his truck, and he stayed till daybreak and then left. I don't even think he did a 10-hour break. But needless to say, that's the bullshit you deal with out here. Which I wasn't even really mad about the damage, because like I said, you can see it just scuffed the aluminum, which is still bad. I mean, it's got burrs and all on it. If I rub my hand across it, it's going to give me, you know, metal shavings, but I'll fix that. But his attitude is what got me. And of course, like I said, he's a foreign driver, didn't barely speak English, and then, you know, of course, wanted to make it into more than it needed to be. I was willing, but I guess he really wasn't. So drivers, be careful out here. Watch what you do, and stay loaded.